So, guys, let us begin with the next topic, that is go backend. So, in the last lecture, we discussed the concept of capacity of the pipe and pipeline. Now, yes, we discussed in the last lecture what is sliding window protocol. So, sliding window protocol. So, sliding window protocol, yes, that is implemented in two ways with the help of go backend. Go backend. First protocol is go backend, and second one is selective repeat. Selective repeat. So, guys, sliding window protocol is just a theoretical concept. Theoretical concept. Why? Because in the last lecture you seen that in the sliding window protocol we discussed only about the sender window size and we didn't discuss about the receiver window size, because sliding window protocol is a theoretical concept, but while implementing sliding window protocols we require receivers window size also, isn't it? So in GBN and selective repeat we will be seen, yes, what is the size of receiver as well as sender windows, isn't it? So during implementation the size of sender's window as well as a receiver's window are required. So one by one we'll see GBN as well as selective repeat. So in this particular lecture I will be discussing go backend, and in the next lecture we will see selective repeat, isn't it? So first thing, yes, I'm going to discuss what is GBN, go backend. That is the practically implementation of sliding window protocol, GBN, isn't it? So either it is we can say that GBN or selective repeat. I'm going to discuss 3 points. First point will be the what will be the sender window size. Second point will be the what will be the receiver window size, and third point will be the acknowledgements, isn't it? So in both the protocols I will be discussing these 3 points. First one is sender window size, then second one is a receiver window size, and third one is acknowledgement, isn't it? So in GBN, yes, first point will be, yes, we'll see, yes, sender window size. Sender window size in GBN is n itself, isn't it? So sender window size in GBN is n itself, isn't it? For example, let's say GB10. That means n value is what? 10. So sender's window size will be what? 10 only, isn't it? Next, let's say it is given to you. Let's say transmission time is given to you, that is 1 millisecond, and propagation time or propagation delay is given to you 49.5 millisecond. So question is, what is the efficiency in case of GB10? So you only tell me. Yes, what is the maximum sender window size? Yes, we seen maximum sender window size possible is 1 plus 2a, that is 100. Yes, you can see a value is what? A propagation time divided by transmission time, isn't it? Okay, so here, but in the question this n value is given to you 10, that means sender window size is 10 only. So what will be the efficiency? Yes, we can say that here n value is 10, so we can transmit 10 packets, isn't it, in the total cycle time. But to maximum packets that can be transmitted or that can be possible to transmit are equal to 100. So yes, that will be the 10 upon 100. Actually we are transmitting 10, but maximum we can transmit 100, so that will be 0.1, that means 10%, isn't it? Okay, so that will be the efficiency. Also in this question, let's say If it is given that, yes, if we proceed this question, it is given that bandwidth is 40 Mbps, then what will be the throughput? So you can say throughput will be what? That is efficiency into bandwidth. So efficiency is 10 upon 100 into bandwidth is given to you 40 Mbps. So we can say that 4 Mbps will be the throughput. I hope this one is clear to everyone. So n value means GBN. N value is the sender's window size, isn't it? If it is given to you that is GB10, that means sender window size is 10 only, isn't it? So in this manner, easily you can calculate the, yes, efficiency and all, isn't it? That was the first point about GBN. Next, second point, that is a receiver window. So guys, the receiver window size in GBN is fixed, that is 1, always 1, isn't it? Let's say one example is given to you, that is a GB4. So here we can say that sender window size will be 4 and receiver window size is fixed, that is 1, isn't it? Now, yes, consider this scenario. Let's say sender window size is 4, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. Presently, let's say don't worry about the sequence numbers, how many sequence numbers are required. Let's say as many as sequence numbers are there, isn't it? So we will be using 0, 1, 2, 3, after that 4, 5, 6 and so, isn't it? So let's say, yes, this will transmit the packet number 0, then packet number 1, then we can say that packet number 2, then packet number 3, isn't it? Now receiver window is 1. So receiver window size is 1. So here, yes, receiver is waiting for the packet number 0, isn't it? Packet number 0. Also, there will be the timers also. Let's say for 0, the timeout timer is this one. And for first packet, timeout timer is this one, isn't it? And for, let's say, second packet, the timeout timer is this one. And for third packet, let's say the timeout timer is this one, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Now let's say 0th packet get received, so that will be received or consumed by the receiver, and one acknowledgement will be sent. Let's say this acknowledgement is sent. As soon as this acknowledgement, or we can say that 0th packet get acknowledged, then window will be slided and 4th packet will be added, yes or no, in the window. Now here, let's say 4th packet is transmitted, isn't it? Now receiver was waiting for the next packet, that is first. Now let's say first packet is received by the receiver and first packet is acknowledged, isn't it? So as soon as first packet is acknowledged, next we can say that packet will be added in the window, and now window will contain 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't it? Okay, I hope this one is clear to everyone. So at present we can say that in the window 2, 3, 4, 5, these packets are there, and receiver is waiting for now second packet, isn't it? And let us assume that all these are what? These are the timeout timers. Timeout timers. We discussed these in the stop and wait, isn't it? Timeout timers. For every we can say that packet, there will be a timeout timer, isn't it? Okay. Now you only tell me, guys. Yes, let's say this point. Now let's say packet number 2 get lost, isn't it? Let's say packet number 2 get lost. So yes, that is the, yes, timeout timer for the packet number 2. So at this particular point, we can say that at this particular point, whenever timeout timer get expires, then sender will think that second packet get lost, so subsequent packets will also be discarded by the receiver. Why? Because when second packet is lost, then when third packet receives at the receiver end, then this packet will be discarded by the receiver, because receiver is waiting for the second packet and we are receiving third instead of two. isn't it? So receiver will discard. Similarly, fourth packet will also be discarded by the receiver, isn't it? Because receiver requires in order packets, but 3 and 4 are the out of order packets, isn't it? So third and fourth packets will be discarded by the receiver because receiver is waiting only for the second packet, isn't it? So in this GBN, yes, a receiver always receives the in order packets, isn't it? Now at this point, let's say this was the timeout timer for the second, isn't it? This was, isn't it? So at this moment, sender will think that the second packet get lost, and all subsequent packets will also be discarded by the receiver, isn't it? Let's say whenever this acknowledgement comes, then fifth packet will also be transmitted, isn't it? Now fifth packet will also be discarded by the receiver. Now at this point, when timeout timer expires for the second packet, then the sender will send all these packets: zeroth packet, first packet, second packet, third packet, fourth packet, fifth packet, isn't it? So without waiting for any timeout for other packets, directly the sender will transmit all the packets 2, 3, 4, 5. The packet which is lost and all subsequent packets which are present in the window. In the window there are 2, 3, 4, 5. So all packets will be forwarded by the sender, isn't it? Now sender will not wait for the timeouts for other packets, third, fourth, and so on. No, because sender understand that if second packet get lost, then all subsequent packets which are present in the window all will be discarded by the receiver. So at a time, yes, the sender will transmit second, third, fourth, and five in the pipeline, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Now, at this moment, when second packet is received, then yes, that will be consumed by the receiver, then third packet, and so on. I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? So, what is the concept here? So, we can say that here, yes, presently, let's say this was the window 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't it? And 1, 0, and 1, these are transmitted successfully and acknowledged. Now remember, second packet get lost, so from the last packet which is being transmitted, yes, go back and transmit or retransmit all these subsequent packets. That's why it is known as go back n. Here n value is 4, so go back 4, isn't it? So go back 4 and retransmit all the packets. Remember, retransmission means go back from which packet? From the last packet which is being transmitted, not from the packet which is lost. So go back from the last packet which is being transmitted in the window, isn't it? That's why it is known as go back n, isn't it? So we can say that here retransmissions are more as compared to the stop and wait. In stop and wait, one packet at a time is transmitted. If that get lost, then again retransmit that packet. But here, if one packet get lost, then entire window will be retransmitted, isn't it? Because all subsequent packet will be discarded by the receiver. Receiver window size is 1, that is fixed. So receiver always receives the in order packets. If any out of order packet is received at the receiver end, then that will be discarded by the receiver. I hope this concept is clear to everyone, isn't it? So yes, we'll see some examples based on this concept, and this concept is very important. Many times questions has been asked in the gate on this concept. So we'll see, yes, some questions based on this. Let's say first question in GB3, if every packet that is being transmitted get lost, and if we have to send 10 packets, then how many transmissions are required in total? How many transmissions are required? That is the question. isn't it? Okay. So total 10 packets are there. So we can say that, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So initially window size GB3, so n value is 3, so sender window size will be 3. You can do these problems with the timeline diagram, but that will be complicated. So yes, you can follow this particular method. So initially, yes, 1, 2, 3, these packets will be in the window. As soon as one packet 1 is acknowledged, then window will be slided. Then 2 is received, then window will be slided, isn't it? Okay. When 3 is received, then window will be slided, isn't it? Okay. Yes. In the question, every fifth packet, write it down. If every fifth packet that is being transmitted get lost. So I missed this point, fifth packet. So write it down, isn't it? Now you only tell me, whenever 4 get acknowledged, then window will be slided. And presently, yes, we can say that, yes, the window contains these packets 5, 6, 7. So you can see first, second, third, fourth, fifth, this packet get lost. So you know, yes, those subsequent sixth and seventh will be discarded, and go back from 7 to 5 and again retransmit. So we can say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this one get lost, 6, 7 will be discarded. Now again retransmit 5, 6, 7, isn't it? Now don't worry about these 6, 7, whether these are accepted or rejected. Count from again, yes, from this packet only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next 7 will be discarded. Now during 7 we can say that this 7th packet will be discarded. Next fifth, every fifth. So count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This fifth packet will be discarded. So at this point we can say that a window will contain 7, 8, 9, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay. Now this one will be discarded. So we can say that again, yes, go back from 9 to 7 and retransmit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6. Now 7 get lost. Now 8, 9 will be discarded by the receiver. Again retransmit 7, 8, 9. Now you will see again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that will be lost. Again fifth packet, isn't it? Now if 9 is lost, now window will contain 9 and 10 only, because only 10 packets are there. So again retransmit 9 and 10, isn't it? Now 1, 2, 3, no fifth packet is there. So we can say that now successfully will be transmitted. So you can count in total how many transmissions are required. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So total 18 transmissions are required. So answer will be the 18 only, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Every fifth packet that is being transmitted get lost, and from that lost point, next fifth packet in the sequence get lost, and so on. That is the question, isn't it? Oh, write down one more problem so that will be clear to you guys. Next one, question number 2. In GB4, if every sixth packet that is being transmitted get lost, and if we have to send 10 packets, then how many transmissions are required? Transmissions are required, isn't it? That is the question. Now again 10 packets are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and here n value is 4. So window size will be what? 4. I only tell me, yes, initially, yes, in the window 1, 2, 3, 4, these packets will be there. When 1 is acknowledged, then window will be slided. When 2 is acknowledged, then window will be slided. and so on, isn't it? Yes. Now you only tell me. Yes. Presently, let's say 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the in the window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now sixth packet get lost. So 7, 8, 9. These are in the window. So these will be discarded by the receiver because these are the out of order packets. Again, retransmissions will start. So from, yeah, 6 onwards, all these 4 packets will be retransmitted. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now again count from here only, whether these are accepted or rejected. Counting will start from here only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one will be discarded. Now while eighth one is lost, sorry, discard, not discarded, eighth get lost, isn't it? This one get lost. Now at this particular point we can say that 8, 9, 10, these will be inside the window because only 3 packets are remaining. So here 3 packets will be there in the window, isn't it? Because total 10 packets are there, not, there is no 11th packet. Now this one get lost, so again retransmit 8, 9, 10. Now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no sixth packet, so that will be the successful transmission. So in total, how many transmissions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 will be the correct answer. Whether the packet is lost or not, that is not a problem. If a packet get lost, but that packet was transmitted, so that will be also counted, isn't it? Okay. So in these type of questions are very, very important for gate point of view. So you can change these values gbn, n value you can change, and you can change this value every sixth, every seventh, or every four, every third packet get lost, and you can practice these type of questions, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? Whenever a packet get lost, then all the subsequent packets which present in the window will be discarded by the receiver, and retransmission will start from the lost packet, and entire window will be retransmitted. That is the concept, isn't it? Okay. So that was the second point, receiver window. Now let's see the third point, that is about the acknowledgements, isn't it? Third point is about the acknowledgements. Acknowledgements. So there are two types of acknowledgements. First one is cumulative acknowledgements. Let's say first packet is transmitted, second, then third, then fourth. And let's say one common acknowledgement is there, that is ACK5. ACK acknowledgement number is 1 greater than the packet number. So last packet is 4. So 4 plus 1, 5. 5 will be the next acknowledgement number. And what this acknowledgement number signifies, we can say that acknowledgement number 5 means next receiver is expecting packet number 5. That is the meaning of acknowledgement number, isn't it? So this is the cumulative packet, cumulative acknowledgement. Cumulative acknowledgement. Cumulative acknowledgement means for a set of packets, there will be a common acknowledgement. So for all these 4 packets, there is a common acknowledgement, isn't it? That is known as cumulative acknowledgement, isn't it? And second one are the independent acknowledgements. For first, second, let's say third, fourth. Independent acknowledgement. Second one are the independent. For packet number 1, acknowledgement number 2 will be there. For 2 it is 3. For 3 it is 4. For 4 it is 5. Isn't it? So these will be the independent acknowledgements. Independent acknowledgement means for every packet there will be an acknowledgement, isn't it? So here packet number 1, so acknowledgement number will be 2, 1 greater than the packet number. If packet number is 1, then 1 plus 1, so acknowledgement number will be the 2. And what this 2 means? 2 means acknowledgement number 2 means the receiver is expecting packet number 2, isn't it? Next time. Oh, so what are the advantage and disadvantage? Advantage of cumulative is what? Less traffic. Why? Because only some common or cumulative acknowledgements will be there for a set of packets. And disadvantage means we can say that if this acknowledgement get lost, isn't it, then we can say that we will assume that all the packets get lost, isn't it? That will be the safest assumption. If this acknowledgement we can say that get lost, and we will assume that all the packets get lost, so again we need to retransmit all these packets, isn't it? So we can say that this is here reliability is less, reliability is less. But in case of independent acknowledgements, we can say that here what is the advantage? Advantage is more reliable, because here if any acknowledgement get lost, then we will assume that that corresponding packet will get lost. Only if one acknowledgement get lost, that means one packet get lost, isn't it? So that is more reliable. Disadvantage is here traffic is high, traffic is high, isn't it? Okay, so let us take one more example. Let us consider one scenario where GB4 means sender window size is 4 and receiver window size will be the fixed one. Now listen me correctly guys, that is important concept. Let's say 0th packet get transmitted, and first packet get transmitted, then second packet get transmitted, then third packet get transmitted, isn't it? And let's say there are timeout timers at sender's end. This is timeout timer for 0. Let's say this is the timeout timer for 1. This is the timeout timer for let's say second, and this is the timeout timer for third. Means this duration is the duration for the timeout timer. If so we can say that, let's say here because in GBN, or we can say that GBN supports cumulative acknowledgement. So here this is GB4, so we cannot say that sender window size is 4, so there will be a cumulative acknowledgement for these 4 packets only. No, because in the last examples you seen at the later point or in the last moment we can say that window contain less than 4 packets, because packets are not available at the last moment, isn't it? So we cannot say that, isn't it? So what will be the concept? Yes, we can say that here there will be acknowledgement timers, ACK timers at the receiver end, isn't? And acknowledgement timers starts from, yes, we can say that, let's say this is the duration of acknowledgement timer. So the duration of acknowledgement timer is not, or we can say that not too big or not too small, isn't it? Okay. If it is too big, then we can say that there will be a chance that at the timeout timers at sender sides get expire, isn't it? I'm repeating once again. If acknowledgement timer is large, then there will be a possibility that the timeout timer at sender end get expires, isn't it? So acknowledgement timers will be not too large and not too small, isn't it? Okay. So let's say this is the acknowledgement timer. So as soon as 0th packet get received, yes, the timer will start, isn't it? And at this particular point, it will send a cumulative acknowledgement, and acknowledgement number will be 2, because last in this duration 0 and first, these 2 packets get received. So last packet that is received is 1, so 1 plus 1, so acknowledgement number will be 2, and 2 represents what? 2 represents that now receiver expects a second packet, isn't it? Okay. Now remember, now yes, acknowledgement timer will start as soon as the packet get received. So when our second packet get received, then the acknowledgement timer will start, isn't it? And now at this particular point, yes, one acknowledgement, cumulative acknowledgement with the number 4, yes, we can say that that will be transmitted, isn't it? Okay. So we can say that yes, this will be there will be a concept of acknowledgement timer to support the cumulative acknowledgements, isn't it? So if acknowledgement timer is too small, then it will behave as a independent acknowledgement. If it is too high, then we can say that there could be a possibility that the timeout timer at sender side get expires, isn't it? So there will be a problem. So acknowledgement timers are not too small, not too big, isn't it? Okay. So we can say that timeout timer, TO stands for timeout timers, are greater than, very greater than acknowledgement time, isn't it? So with the help of acknowledgement timers, the concept of cumulative acknowledgement is supported, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Okay, next one we'll see. Yes, next concept, that is a relationship between window size and sequence number. This is important concept, guys. Okay, so I'm taking one example. Let's say GB4 is given to you. So sender window size will be what? 4. Receiver window size is fixed, that is 1 in go back. And let's say n value is 4, that is number of sequence numbers. Number of sequence numbers, that means there are 4 different sequence numbers, isn't it? Now you only tell me. So window size will be what? 4. So let's say that is 0, 1, 2, 3. So packet 0 will be transmitted, packet 1 will be transmitted, packet 2 will be transmitted, packet 3 will be transmitted, isn't it? Now what happens? Let's say there is a timeout timer for 0th packet. Let's say this is the timeout timer, isn't it, for 0th packet. Now let's say whether these are independent or cumulative acknowledgements. Let's say whether these are cumulative or independent, no need to worry. Let's say these acknowledgements get lost in between. If these acknowledgements get lost, isn't it? So listen me correctly. Yes, here receiver window, we can say that this is the receiver window. Receiver window. So initially, yes, we can say that receiver window will be 0, expecting a 0th packet. 0th packet will be received. Then first packet will be received. Then second packet will be received. Then third packet will be received. Isn't it? Third packet will be received. Okay. Third packet will be received. Isn't it? Now you only tell me. Now again, yes, because 4 sequence numbers are there, that is given n equals to 4. So if only 4 sequence numbers are there, so we can use 0, 1, 2, 3. Again, we need to start from 0 only. Now here, yes, this will expect a 0. Yes or no? Now you only tell me at this particular point. Yes, you only tell me when timeout timer get expires for 0th packet. So sender will understand that a 0th packet get lost. So all subsequent packets will also be discarded by the receiver. So at this point, sender will transmit packet number 0, packet number 1, then packet number 2, and packet number 3. Now you only tell me as soon as this 0th packet is received at receiver end. Now you only tell me this 0th packet is from the previous set or old set, isn't it? Or first set that is already received. But here the receiver is expecting second set of 0th packet, means the new packet that have 0 sequence number. But actually, your sender transmit the first set of packets, and that first set of packets will be received by the receiver, isn't it? Yes, that will be received. So we can say that first set of packets will be received as a second set of packets by the receiver, isn't it? Is that clear or not? Okay, so we can say that actually these are the old packets and that are received by the receiver, isn't it? Okay, because only 4 sequence numbers are there, so we need to repeat after 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, again 0, 1, 2, 3. So here we can say that some duplicate packets are received So this problem leads to duplicate packet problem, leads to duplicate packet problem, isn't it, guys? So you only tell me, so what could be the solution for this particular problem? We can say that we need to increase the sequence numbers, isn't it? So here only 4 sequence numbers are there, then this problem may exist. I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? Okay, so let us increase this sequence numbers. In GB4 sequence numbers are 5. Then we'll see whether this problem exists or not. So here window size will be 4, so we can say that 0 1 2 3, these will be in the window, and sequence numbers are 5, so 0 1 2 3 4, isn't it? These will be the 5 sequence numbers. So next will be the 4. So here presently in the window there will be 0 1 2 3. So these packets are transmitted, 0th packet, then first packet, then second packet, then third packets, and one by one these will be received, isn't it? Okay. Now receiver will expecting a packet with sequence number 4, isn't it? Now you only tell me, let's say whether these are cumulative or independent acknowledgements, no need to worry. Let's say all the acknowledgements get lost. These get lost. And let's say that was the timeout timer for 0th packet. So at this particular point, yes, sender will understand that no acknowledgement is received for 0th packet. That means 0th packet get lost. So all subsequent packets will be discarded by the receiver. So at this particular point, yes, sender will retransmit all these packets, previous packets or first set of packets, isn't it? Which are present in the window 0 1 2 3, isn't it? Now this 0th packet, when this 0th packet will received at the receiver end, then receiver will discard this one, because this is already, yes, already received by the receiver. So receiver is expecting 4th packet, but it is 0th packet, isn't it? But the receiver smartly will transmit one acknowledgement with acknowledgement number 4. So corresponding to all these packets, the acknowledgement number will be 4 only, because the receiver is expecting 4, isn't it? So once these acknowledgements will be received by the sender, then sender will understand that yes, there might be a problem that acknowledgement get lost and all these packets are received by the receiver. So next time sender will transmit the packet which contains the sequence number 4, that means next packet, that is 4th, isn't it? So in this manner we can say that this duplicate packet problem can be resolved, isn't it? So we can say that if GB4, isn't it? So sender window size is 4, then at least one high, that means 4 plus 1, 5, at least 5 sequence numbers are required. So if it is GB10, so we can say that at least 10 plus 1, 11 sequence numbers are required. We can use more also, no problem at all, but at least, because if we don't use at least these number of sequence number, then that can lead to the duplicate packet problem. I hope this one is clear to everyone. So we can say that here sender window size is 4, receiver window size is 1, then we can say that at least 5 sequence numbers are required, isn't it? So let's say we can say that sender window size plus receiver window size, isn't it, that must be less than equals to available sequence numbers, in short ASN, isn't it? If available sequence numbers are 5, then sender window size plus receiver window size, that must be less than equals to 5, isn't it? Okay, I hope this one is clear to everyone. Okay, next one. So we can say that, let's say sender window size is n in GBN, that is n only, and receiver window size is fixed, that is 1. So we can say that, yes, next one, sequence numbers must be at least n plus 1. Sum of these at least n plus 1, isn't it? Okay. So we can say that number of bits in sequence number field equals to log n plus 1 base 2. Take the seal value, isn't it? So if n plus 1 sequence numbers are there, then sequence bits will be the log n plus 1 base 2. N is the sender window size and 1 is the receiver window size, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? Okay. Next one, let's say that was the first point, isn't it? Sender window size is given to you, receiver window size, then sequence number must be at least n plus 1, isn't it? Okay. Next to second point, let's say window size is given to you, or let's say sequence numbers available are n, then my question is what will be the sender window size and what will be the receiver window size? So we can say that sender window size will be n minus 1 and receiver window size will be 1. So you can see n minus 1 plus 1, that will be the n. So at least n sequence numbers are there. So sender window size will be n minus 1 and receiver window will be the 1. So example, let's say n value is 4. So sender window size may be 3 and receiver will be 1. Or it is also possible that sender window size could be less than 3 also. No problem at all, isn't it? Efficiency will be less, nothing else, isn't it? Okay. So we can say that sum of sender window size as well as receiver window size must be less than equals to the sequence numbers or number of sequence numbers, isn't it? Okay. Third point, let's say number of bits in the sequence number field equals to k. Then how many sequence numbers will be there? 2 raised to power k. If k bits are there, then 2 raised to power k number of sequence numbers can be generated. So here sender window will be what? 2 raised to power k minus 1 and receiver window will be 1. You can see sum of these must be less than equals to sequence number, isn't it? So ultimately we can say that in any sliding window protocol, sender window plus receiver window size must be less than equals to available sequence number. ASN stands for available sequence number, isn't it? Okay guys, so that's all about go back N. I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? So revise it properly, isn't it? And these are very important for gate point. I hope this one is clear to everyone. Okay guys, thank you so much.